Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I have come on today to do the last 3 days, which would be the 5th, 6th, and 7th of the hashtag 50 a day Nov or 50 a day November. I am doing great with the reading. I'm really stinking at the video, so I hope you guys forgive me. But I wanted to come on and share some of the things I read, some of the things I finished, and to let you know how many pages I've read every day. So on the 5th, hold on, let me find it. I read the rest of The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. And the rest of it was 247 pages. That's what I had left. And I gave this book 5 stars. And I think I mentioned it in the last video that I'm on hold now for the second one through Overdrive, which is my ebook app for my library. My library had this one and it had the third one, but the second one they don't have. So I'm going to have to read it on ebook, and I'm going to have to wait for it. So I'm patiently waiting for that. It ended up really good. I'm really enjoying this. I think I had mentioned last time that who I thought was going to be the assassin and the prince ended up being that. But I mean, she did a really good job, because I thought that, and then it was like, maybe not. And then I kind of thought it, and then it was like, maybe not. And so it's really good. And this is, if you don't know and you haven't watched my other videos, it's about a princess who is, at the beginning of the book, who is in an arranged marriage, and she decides she just can't do it, so she runs away. And the prince who she is was going to marry, who she has never met, goes after her, and so does an assassin. And so throughout the book, she does the chapters where you're not sure who's the assassin and who's the prince. And of course, they find her, and she interacts with them. And when she's interacting with them, you're just not sure. So it's really done really well. And so I'm really excited to see, I think it's a trilogy, I believe. So I'm anxiously wanting to read the others. So, and this is the Remnant Chronicles. So yes, it's very good. Very, very good. And I definitely would highly recommend that. So 247 pages for that. So that one's done. Okay. I read a little bit more. No, actually, I didn't read a little bit more. I hadn't started this one yet. I started The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, and it's by Mark Hayden. And this is about a boy named Christopher, and he's 15 years old, and he is autistic. And his neighbor's dog gets murdered, and he has decided that he is going to solve the case. And his dad, of course, is like, no, no, no. And he just, he's autistic and he's 15, and the combination, he just, he wants to solve this mystery. So I'm now this far, so I haven't read that far into it, but it's really cute, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's got like little, different little pictures and stuff that, because this is what he had in his pocket, and, he's talking about prime numbers. Oh, and the chapters, because, okay, this is like he wrote the book. Christopher wrote the book. That's how it's written. And so because he loves prime numbers, his chapters are prime numbers. So it goes from 53 to 59. So the chapters don't go in order. Now the page numbers do, but the chapters don't, which I thought was a really cool idea. So, I mean, he talks about school, he talks about his feelings, and he, is one of the autistic people that happen to not like to be touched. So he talks about that. And this is really an interesting book for me, because if those of you that don't know, my 6, almost 7, Christopher will be 7 in January, guys. But my son is also named Christopher, but so it's interesting because since he has autism, it's like I get more out of this story, where I'm not sure somebody that doesn't know somebody that's autistic closely would get the same feeling out of this book. But I am loving this book. And so that day I read 19 pages. So very good book. Okay, then I finished A Quiet Kind of Thunder, which is the book. So A Quiet Kind of Thunder, which is, oh, there it is. Okay, it's the bottom book down here. It's the bottom book down here. A Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Bernard. And this book was absolutely amazing. It's about a girl who has selective mutism. She also has a major anxiety and a few other problems. And it's about kind of how she deals with school and life. And she meets a boy who happens to be deaf. And because of her selective mutism, she has learned some sign language, and this takes place, I believe, in England. But it's they, instead of ASL, which is American Sign Language, they sign BSL, which I believe stands for British Sign Language. So it's a different kind of sign language, but like she explains how to do the sign for sorry, which is actually the same way that American Sign Language does sorry, because I don't sign a lot, but I do have a few signs that I know. And the same kind of way with Christopher, because he didn't start talking until he was like 4.5, almost 5. And so I'm the kind of person that I didn't care how he talked or if he ever talked, as long as he knew how to communicate. So we were slowly teaching him how to sign. And sometimes when he gets very agitated, signing to him will still get the response more than speaking to him will. It's like it's more concrete. I'm not sure why, but with Christopher, that's the way it is. But anyway, so I started this book. No, I had read this book November 4th. So on the 5th, I continued this book. I read and finished this book. I read from page 94 to 339. So I read 145 pages and finished it and gave it 5 stars. And this book was amazing. And in the book, it actually, because we're with her all the time. And I mean, she talks about how it feels and how a panic attack feels. And, you know, and it's just, if anybody has read this book and has any of the representation that she has, let me know if that is accurate. I mean, I do have anxiety, and I've gone through a couple of panic attacks, not as extreme as hers. And so I felt it was pretty accurate. But as far as the mutism goes, I don't experience that. So I'm not sure, you know, how accurate that is, but I would highly, highly recommend this book. And it's very good, very easy to read, very quick. And yes, definitely, I would recommend that book. So the next one I read, oh, it's on here too, is, hold on one second. I have to switch. Okay, I started I'd Rather Be Reading. I read 23 pages. It's kind of cute. It's giving some suggestions about different books and just about some things about reading. I mean, I only read the first 23 pages, and I mean, it's interesting so far. But that's another book for my nonfiction November. So anyway, so for the 5th of November, I read a total of 434 books and finished 2 books. So, did I say 434 pages I finished and 2 books. So, I did really, and that's my best day so far of the month. I was really proud of myself, but like I said, I got sucked into Kiss of Deception, and I had to finish it, and then I got sucked into A Quiet Kind of Thunder. So, I think that between those 2 books was where the majority of the reading was, and that's how I read so many pages for that day. So, on to November 6th, I started off that day with The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Sorry, guys. I don't know if I have a chest cold or what my deal is, but sorry. I read another 23 pages in this. Still enjoying it. And this is just, I mean, I could sit down and read this whole book, But it's right now, I've got so many different books because I'm participating in Lolathon, I'm participating in Borrowathon, and I'm participating in Nonfiction November. So I'm trying to read different books to get them all, all complete. And then I just discovered 3 more readathons that I want to do at the end of the month. So I'm trying to get books done, especially for Nonfiction November, which is the month long, before, I'm trying to get those finished, even though that's a month read-along, but I'm not going to have time because the other readathons are fantasy, 2 of them, and I know I'm going to pick bigger books, and I'm not going to have time to do all of it. And so I'm trying to get as much done at the beginning, so I'm doing better on the readathons, if that makes any sense. Because I'm hating only, getting 2 or 3 books read. And so far, well, I'll do that at the end. So anyway, read some more in this. He thinks he's figured it out already. He has a suspect. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, it's really good. Then I started, whoops, hold on. I started Washi Tape Crafts, if you can see that, and it's 101 Ways to Decorate Just About Anything. It's by Amy Anderson, and this one does that stupid location thing. It doesn't give the page numbers, it gives location, which I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. So I decided I read half this day, which was the 6th of November, and then I read the other half yesterday. So I split the book in half. I looked up, I don't remember where I got that from. I think it was Amazon or somewhere, to find out how many pages the book, they said the book was. So I read half of it that day. It was 160 pages. It was okay. I mean, it showed you the craft. It had a little blurb, and then it had like step-by-step instructions of how to do that craft. That's what that was about. So, but it did have some cute ideas, cute crafting ideas, so I might try some of them. I got some ideas of things to try. All right, then I started the Looking Glass Wars, and this is by Frank Beddor. Hold on a second, guys. My camera is moving. Okay, and so started this. This is about, it's a Alice in Wonderland retelling, and it's totally different. It starts out totally different than what I thought it was going to. Not because I didn't really go into this knowing anything about it, I guess. But basically Alice is, I believe the way it goes is Alice started in Wonderland and then she got sent to the real world kind of thing. And she's actually the princess in Wonderland. And Red, who I'm assuming is the Red Queen, or the Queen of Hearts. Well, no, how would that go? I don't know. But I'm assuming she's gonna, I don't know. But anyway, her aunt is Red. And so, I don't know. It's interesting so far. So, we'll see. And I read 37 pages in this. And so, for that day, I read a total of 220 pages. Still pretty good. Still pretty good. So, yesterday, and I'm so sorry, guys, that this video is so long, because I'm supposed to be doing this one day at a time in vlog style, and I'm having issues, but it's okay. I'm getting it done. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am videoing, even though I'm late, so yesterday, I read Donner Dinner Party, Nathan Hale, and it is a graphic novel. It is a nonfiction book. This book was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. And it is about, of course, the Donner Party. And it, for those of you that don't know, there was a wagon train and they went on a shortcut that they shouldn't have. They got stuck in the mountains, and yeah, it's about their tale of survival. I'm not going to, for those of you that don't know, I'm not going to spoil it, but Kaylin read this before me and she really liked it too. She actually got 2 of the other ones on the Kindle, which I think I'm going to read too. One of them is about a spy, which is Nathan Hale, and the other one she got is the Big Bad. It's called Big Bad Ironclad, which is about the ironclad ship, during the Civil War. And there's also, I think it's called The Train Abductress, something. I don't think it has it on here either, does it? No. But it is about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. And I was trying to explain to Kaylin, and I figured that she's in 5th grade. I figured she would have learned that by now. No, she had no idea who Harriet Tubman was. So it's out on both our library and on ebook. So I have put a hold on it so that she can read that, because I figured this way she can, learn about it. But it's really cool because in here it shows how the people died. It has this thing where it shows how people died. It also, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. It shows you, the different, because there was different families in the wagon train. And so it shows you how many, wagons that they had, how many people, the ages, the names. It shows everything. And then it tells you as it goes along who died and stuff. And so you can really keep track about this, and it really was good. And so if you're interested in things like this, interested in history, interested, and things like that, I would highly, highly recommend this. It's very good. And it's easy to read. Like I said, it's a graphic novel. Very easy to read. But yeah, so I gave that 5 stars. And that was for Nonfiction November. Yay! So I finished a book. And that was, I think my first book for Nonfiction November. Yes. And I also completed the washi tape crafts. Donner Dinner Party was 123 pages. I also finished the washi tape crafts, the other half, which was 160 pages. I gave that 3 stars. Just because it had the words, but it would have helped if they had a little more pictures to show you exactly how to do some of the things. And so it's okay. Like I said, I did get some ideas from it. I read some more in the Curious Incident, of the Dog in the Night. I just read 10 more pages. Like I said, I was into Donner Dinner Party yesterday and wanted to finish that, and I do have other things to do too. I stay at home, and with my back and other health issues the way they are, I stay at home a lot, so I have a lot more time to read than other people do. So I'm able to read more. So, but yesterday the kids were home, okay, and then I actually got to read Continue, which I hadn't read. It's Gun Thugs, Rednecks, and Radicals, a documentary history of the West Virginia wine wars. I hadn't read any more of this in the last couple days. I read 43 pages yesterday. And it had just said about the Mate 1 wars and explained Sid Hatfield's part in it. And it's weird because you read some of these articles and it's almost like if you take out the mine and put in other things, because it was almost like they were saying that mine workers matter. It's just it's weird. It's just weird how history repeats itself in strange ways. But as I was reading that, I was like, hey, wait a minute, and that the mine workers were almost not as bad. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get comments, but I'm not saying it's as bad, but it was almost as bad. It was almost like they were slaves to the mine companies. Because if you think about it, the mine companies owned the houses, the schools, the land, you got paid in script. So you could only, buy your things from them. It's just weird. It's weird that how we treat each other, I guess. So anyway, for yesterday, I read 336 pages, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, I've been doing pretty good on the reading, just not so much on the videoing. So, oh yeah, I was going to tell you. So I have completed 2 challenges in Nonfiction November. I have read and completed 3 books for Lolathon. And I have completed one book for Borrow-a-thon. So I need to really work on the Borrow-a-thon TBR today, as well as get at least one more book, trying to get closer to finishing one more book for Nonfiction November. So, all right, guys, thank you very much. Please remember to always be kind to each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye!